Rewrite your own story. Imaginary things can cause real responses. This is the whole reason we have stories, or a storytelling instinct. Kids growing up around a campfire, hearing stories about ancient heroes who killed monsters. The Greeks came up with the idea of catharsis way back in the day. The idea was simple: to watch a bunch of people up on stage interacting with each other and the gods. The purpose was to specifically create a whole bunch of gut-wrenching emotions. This was supposed to cleanse people somehow. Stories are also powerful as metaphorical helpers. The Bible, for example, is filled with all kinds of parables. Way back before the Bible, the collection of stories folks referred to were the Iliad and the Odyssey, to relate stories of heroes to help folks make sense of the daily struggles. Aesop did the same thing, to help folks understand some decent advice to live better lives. Without our ability to learn from imaginary talking animals, we'd have to learn by harsh and often deadly trial and error. Even stories from the Middle Ages about vicious talking wolves that dress up like grandma so they can eat us are helpful. They wouldn't be helpful if we didn't believe them at least a little bit. If some little kid actually believed that there were talking wolves out there dressed up like grandma, they'd be more careful. That's why we love movies, books, graphic novels, story-based video games, etc. It's very easy for us to slide into imagination land and go on epic journeys. With our natural ability to imagine and respond to things that aren't real, we wouldn't have invented anything. Some stories, though, you got to wonder, who the heck read this script and decided to spend money making it into a movie? Some movies and TV shows absolutely suck. And the funny thing is, despite how different we all are, we tend to agree, more or less, on the stories that suck and the stories that don't suck, at least when we have access to other people's opinions about these common stories. Except for one critical difference: the stories you carry around in your head, the story about who you are, the stories about what you are capable of, the stories that shape your view of the world and how you should or shouldn't behave. Just like every other story told since the dawn of time, none of those stories are true. And just like every other story told since the dawn of time, if you don't like any particular story, you can change it. You can make up a completely new story about you. Stories aren't true anyway, so why not? To learn more, visit mindpersuasion.com/3x3.